Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is the Blues Guitar Challenge, and the main topic is Orange Vibrato. Sounds quite metaphysic, and in fact it is, because the vibrato on the guitar is your voice which is speaking through the guitar, and it's your expression. And the vibrato, I cannot highlight this enough, is the main tool of expression of your voice on the guitar, and there's no real rule. Nobody can tell you have to do it exactly this way, or this way, of course. But what I notice many times, teaching students, they only play one vibrato, which is cool. If you just want to have that one vibrato, you can take, a vibrato can be style defining, or can be some kind of you recognize a player like B.B. King had this one vibrato. He always said it's crying like a baby. I cannot do it. He had this extensive movement here. Carlos Santana had no vibrato at all. Instead, he used feedback. At least in the early years, he didn't have much vibrato. Or my favorite blues guitar player, Jeff Healey, which unfortunately passed away, he played like this, and he had really extreme vibrators, which was quite defining for his playing, which I loved so much. And by the way, till today I still try to imitate sometimes the vibrato of Jeff Healey. And so the vibrato is not only you just move the strings a little bit around. There has to be some intent behind what you're doing, and also a bit of training, mental training, how you want to create your vibrato. And that's what today's tutorial is about, and it's also a challenge. You're free to take the challenge. I'm going to give you some tips how you can create a certain mood with the vibrato. We're going to do orange today. I'm going to explain it in a second, what I mean with that. And then you can try it on your own to create a certain mood with the vibrato. That's really important. Try to put a story only in one note. See, there were different types of vibrato, creating a dynamic movement, and all this stuff matters, and all this stuff is what makes guitar sound great, if you're a fast player, it's cool, be my guest, but most people love guitar exactly because of that, what I'm talking about today. So, what does it mean we're doing the orange vibrato challenge? The color orange represents summer, basically, for me. Summer, chill out, this kind of chill out mood, but also this feeling of joy and, this easiness, even getting into a party vibe. And that was the color orange represents. And try to put a type of emotion into your vibrato. I have a really cool backing track here, which represents this vibe. Try to first chilling. Now we're going a little bit more into the vibe, more into feeling more easy, relaxed. Party mode. And so on. Just that you understand what I'm talking about. And now I'm going to show you the techniques which you need to know, that you can make different variations on your vibrato. If you only have one position of your hand, it mostly turns that into one or two types of vibrators. But if you know how you can really move around and create tones, then you're going to be way more flexible, and I can only strongly recommend that you start training different vibes, different emotions just with one note. That's the core thing of music. Let's get started. All right, we have here, we're doing here E minor pentatonics in the 7th fret in this case. And of course, with vibrators, you have different techniques. But for this specific challenge now, orange, this chilly, vibey, party, having a good time vibe, we want to have wide vibrators. How do we create those? The main technique to do that is that the vibrator doesn't come out of your fingers. You know, some people do this, which is sometimes also cool if it's what you want. But for this specific thing, we want to have really wide and relaxed vibrators, and therefore you need to have full control over the modulation of the string. Okay, and how do you achieve full control? Each finger has a different position. Index finger, the trick is you make an angle here that your hand goes out, and then you have this momentum like this with your hand. You have way more control than if you want to do it like this. You know, this way you have way more control. And try to move exactly around the spot. The sweet spot is in the middle, and you have a nice sinus wave around the spot. Okay? Middle finger in this case is not in the, well, up here it is. If you take the middle finger, you still can have this movement, this angle, but the index finger helps to stabilize the whole system. In fact, the whole system is shaking. See? And the trick or the practice work is that you have perfect control, that you always get exactly the tone you want. You know? I mean, the movement is not a problem, but to have it controlled that the tone gets the way you want it. The ring finger, now 2 fingers help. There you cannot go so much out here, so it has to be something like this. And the pinky, here all fingers help, because the pinky is the most unstable finger. Try to always tell a story with each note you're playing. Now we have one problem. What do we do down here on the low E string? It only goes one way. That has to be trained as well, and of course this does not work. Low E string has to be a bit different, and the direction of the vibrato is only one way, because if you go the other way you go over the fretboard. Same as on the high E string, only one way, and also this has to be trained. But if you want to have the maximum expression, you basically avoid doing long notes with vibrators on the low or on the high E string, because then you avoid this problem, you know. And also the tone, you know, the tone has more sustain when you do long vibrators on the G string. That's probably the best string for vibrators and long notes, because it has the most sustain, as the tone is a little bit fatter. So if you have a phrase like, and you want to have the maximum output, then you take this note, not here, you take it here. You know? And that works perfectly. You don't have to know all patterns by heart, but you can work on your expression. So let's do this now. Let me go back to the track. Also, each finger can be different. You can do the whole thing with the index. And another thing which is also very important is don't all think about starting a note, also ending a note, you know. I have a little bit of delay here. If you end the note properly, then the delay comes in, ta ta ta. You can add, you know, when we make longer notes, a note has a starting point and an end point. Also think about the end point, and then it comes exactly there where you want it. Now here comes the challenge, and this is for all players, even for advanced players. It's probably a challenge. Try to create something really cool. You can, with this track here, by the way, this one is available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy for premium members. Please join there to download it, or you can take any other track if you don't like this track. That's not a topic. But anyhow, try to create music just with a few notes, highlighting the vibrato and trying to work out how a vibrato shall sound on a specific emotion. And for today's challenge we take orange, so it has to be a chill out, a relaxed, having a good time feeling, and even having a party feeling, or going for one emotion to the last one. And that will be the challenge, just with a few notes. And you will learn a lot from this, I can tell. We start chilling. Having a good time. Time. As you can see, I also added some motion with the fingers in addition to the whole system shaking. That's of course also cool. You can do whatever you want, of course. But really figure out the different types of vibrators which you can produce on the guitar. Yo guys, don't underestimate the topic vibrato. I mean, you don't have to follow my way of seeing how guitar has to be played, of course, but think about what exactly defines, or what is the core point of guitar playing, specifically on electric guitar. And when you figure out, many players have their signature vibrators, which they all do all the time. You can also take Gary Moore. He has such a wonderful but really extreme vibrato. But that defined, you know, when you do, there's so many people who are playing Still Got the Blues today, but they cannot they never thought about the vibrato so much, so it doesn't sound, even they're playing the same notes, it doesn't have the emotional intensity. And that's what I want to try to teach you guys here. Think about even the metaphysics of vibrators, how you want to create an emotion just with one note. You know, it's you, the player, who creates this emotion and transports it on the guitar. And this is for all levels. It's not only for professionals, it's also for beginners. Even if you're a beginner, you are already able to get the vibe of doing emotional, colorful vibrators, and that's what this challenge is about. Anyhow, I'm gonna record probably in a video here to give a shot on the challenge, but you can also record a video, post it here in the comments if you want, or better, in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy you can also post something there. And there you can also download this specific track which I was using here, but you can also use another one if you don't like that track. But the main message is putting focus on your vibrators. Yo, one more to say. For today, that's all. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments how you like this here. It's like the pilot of a probably upcoming series of different challenges where we just want to put emotions, colors, today orange, into our playing and try to highlight the emotional expression on guitar playing and not playing licks. You know, I was never a lick player. I'm more an emotional player. When you ask me to play licks, mostly I fail. I always failed when I needed to play licks. It's not for me. But when I play emotions, then that's my thing, and that's what I try to teach. But of course, it's not for everybody. But if you love it, please share to the world that this challenge exists, also this channel, and please also become a member of the HPCrazy Guitar Community. Please share to the world. Anyhow, that there's something cool going on here. See you guys.